Yes, I'm sorry, I didn't hear you.
No, I said that's right, because they do. I mean, a lot of negative energy. I tell people sometimes if I go through the fast food, want you serving my food, because I feel like it's negative energy that you're going to transfer to my food. So, absolutely.
Yeah. So
absolutely right.
Go ahead, Junior.
No. Hey, Nasor, this is Andre here, Junior. How you doing, brother?
I'm doing fine, brother. How you today?
I'm good, man. I'm good. It was good to see you out Wednesday night.
Well, hold one second. We got one other caller. Hold your peace. Yes, go ahead, caller.
Islam.
Islam, brother. How are you?
This is Brother Mose, brother. I'm sorry I'm late.
No problem. No problem. So,
no problem.
So okay. You both are on the line. We have the Morris Nation on the line, and I'm really happy because the nation is bringing us information in terms of us being Aboriginals. A lot of people talk about the slave trade, and we all came on ships. No, we were here long before the ships got here. So, brother, can you expand on that?
Which one of us, brother?
Moses.
Yeah, okay. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay.
Well, see, that's something
we got. Hold on, we got another caller we're putting on to keep your point going. Okay. All right, caller. Go ahead, caller. Announce yourself and who you with.
Oh, this is Noble David Hakeem Rashid Bey. I'm with the Moorish Consulate, Moorish American.
Yes, sir. Glad to have you on. So we have our brother Moses, and he's right now explaining and answering the question. Hold your point. Go ahead, brother. Finish your point.
Yes, sir. Okay, which one of us you talking about, brother? Because there's two of us on there.
Moses.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. See, what we've been told by our so-called scholars that they've been putting out this lie that we came over here on slave ships. No, sir. The pharaohs of ancient Egypt, which is really Hakupta. It's not Egypt. It's Hakupta. They gave us this land.
Okay, are you still? Go ahead. Yes, sir. Go ahead, caller. Okay, well, we're having a slight technical problem. Well, Junior, go ahead and tell us about it.
Yeah, y'all be patient with Brother Daryl over here. He's got 2 or 3 people calling in. Maybe he's doing a good job. But to expand on what the brothers are saying and tie it into what Ms. Tatiana is saying as well. Yes, we are starting the community garden, and the motivation behind this community garden starts from there's a necessity to become more healthy, of course, because we have a many epidemics in our community regarding health, but also there's different levels to this health crisis. And one of the other levels we want to tackle is our sense of self-autonomy, self-sustainability. That's another thing that growing your own food relieves the stress of, right? Because if you're not knowing where your food is coming from and you're not knowing how that ties into the health crisis, then that stress continues, and it's hard to find a viable cure. In the meantime, we also have a fundraiser going on today, and I'm going to pass the mic over. Okay.
Caller, go ahead, caller.
No. There's not a caller coming in. We're going to go to break. All right. So we'll be right back.
What am I missing here?
So believe we 100 down 813-248-6300. Everything gon' be okay. kick off Ricky, he coming. He taking care of state of Florida, grab a pen or sundown. 184-361 Rick. That's 184-361-425. Never word from the point forward, just recline. Just ask Ricky, plus your boy statewide. Just in case you missed it, I'ma tell you one more time. 184-361 Rick. Call Ricky, ask Ricky. It's a legal medical referral service. The doctors and lawyers in our network are trained in handling auto injury claims and giving you the best medical treatment and recovery. Dial 1-844-361 Rick. That's 1-844-361-7425. Ricky. Ask Ricky.
Hey, Tampa Bay. Want to cruise to Cuba? Tampa to Havana? We've got the best prices. Call Kinsey Travel, 863-274-3715. That's Kinsey Travel, 863-274-3715. Baby, let's cruise.
You know I love you, right?
Okay. This is the show with Andre Hill and say your name,
your special guest host,
Tatiana.
Yeah.
Okay, so we have 3 callers on. We need you. We're working out this telephone issue, so please announce yourself again.
Okay, this is Noble David Hakeem Rashid Bey of the Moorish Americans.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Also, who else is on the line? Is Brother Moses still there?
Okay.
Give us a second, family. We're working on it.
Yeah. Caller, announce who you are, please.
Is Brother Nasura still on the line?
Yes, Brother Nasur, Moose Bay.
Okay.
Okay.
Beautiful.
Brother
job,
Moses,
Derek.
you were complete what you were saying about our history.
Yes, sir. Our so-called scholars still leading our people astray. You know, talking about we came over here in slave ships, and you know, look at all the titles that we've had that we've been called by. You know, slaves, niggers, black, colored, African American, and all this kind of stuff. You know, this is our homeland. Everyone knows this but us. You know, we're the only ones that don't know this because we're letting other people dictate to us who we are. You know, African American, black, colored, those are brands. Those are not nationalities. As I was saying the other night, the Florida Constitution, the U.S. Constitution, and the Charter of the United Nations all speak about nationality. How come we're the only people that don't have a nationality? We're just floating around, letting other people dictate to us who we are. And we don't want to come together as a people. But we out here talking about we want reparations. Reparations means to repair a nation. We're fractions. We're not a nation. That's why as long as we stay divided, we will never come together, and we will always be disrespected.
Absolutely. Brother Moses, you know, one of the things that, I'm still advocating that Claude Anderson's book, and here's a statement to deal with exactly what you're saying. You know, all the other cultures, they maintain their nationality when they come to this country, you know, and except us, and they band together as a team community sport. And but one of our problems is that many members of the black race don't want to play as a team. Too many prefer to support other teams rather than their own team. They are averse to their own skin color uniform. There are also some blacks who take pride in disintegrating and sabotaging efforts of conscious blacks. Now that's some serious. How do we deal with that, Brother Moses?
Brother, we have to, we as Moors, okay, we know who we are. And we are together, unified as a family. Okay, we're not letting other people dictate how we are supposed to be and how we are supposed to unite and what we are supposed to strive for. We're conscious. And all these other organizations, they were made up by the Europeans. And we got to stop calling them white because that's a status.
Absolutely.
You're giving them a title that they have not earned, they do not deserve. They are Europeans.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And our people, our problem is this here. We're busy trying to put fiat, which they call dollars. It's a dollar bill. It is a bill. Our people are so busy fractured trying to get their pockets the mumps, that they'll sell out their own children. Okay, they'll sell out their own children to fatten up their pocket. We're not those kind of people. See, we're trying to maintain something for our children. We're not out here worrying about trying to satisfy other people, you know, for personal gain. That's not our way of doing things. The Prophet Noble Drew Ali, for our brothers and sisters out here who are listening to the call, thank you very much for your time. But for our Christian brothers and sisters, okay, y'all need to read the Christian Black Codes of 1724 to find out who and what you really are. For my Muslim brothers and sisters, y'all think y'all know the Holy Quran, but you really don't. Prophet Noble Drew Ali was an international prophet, divinely guided. This man took the Holy Bible, which is about 2 inches thick, the Holy Quran, which is about 2 inches thick, and he put that in the Circle 7 Quran, which is about 1 inch thick.
Hold up, Brother Moses. Go back to that statement you just made about our, because we know Christianity is all over in our community, and I'm always encouraging our pastors and our people to do more research. State that issue again about what they need to read pertaining to Christianity.
Yes, sir.
Say it again. Yeah, go ahead.
Yes, sir. The Christian Black Codes of 1724. The
Christian Black Code of 1724. Our Christians, you need to go and study that.
And brother, another problem in our community is this here. Our so-called leaders, they know the truth. These preachers know the truth. They know the truth.
Okay.
See what I'm saying? But they getting paid by the people in our community, and they getting paid by the Europeans. They know the truth. They ain't telling the people the brother's real name was Yeshua HaMashiach. They still using the Greek word Jesus, and they ain't gonna tell that when the brother named Jesus, that when he greeted the people, he spoke in Aramaic. He said Assalamu alaikum. He didn't come to them saying hello, how you doing?
Good morning, Brother Moses. Hello, how are you?
Yes, hello. Oh, hello is negative in itself, because in the Bible, when they talk about hell, they talk about a place that's low and an evil place. So, hello. When people greet me with that, brother, I say, are you talking about you have low self-esteem, low morale, or low spirit?
Oh, yeah.
We don't greet each other like that. We greet each other in peace. Okay, somebody else, anybody else care to speak, you know?
Yes, I'm scared to speak. I'm just like, how are you doing, Brother Moses?
It's fine. So how you doing?
Okay, I'm doing great. I just wanted to kind of follow up on what you said. What do you, well, not follow up, but I kind of want to ask a question, because I always tell my friends and family and anybody that I like to learn the history of things that you don't know about, because that's why God put those, or Allah, whatever we want to call the being that we study. How do you see, or what do you see that we can do to reach out to our younger brothers and sisters and kind of give them the truth? Because we all know that once you get older, you get what they call set in your ways. So when you're young and fresh, your mind is more open and vibrant for, learning. So what would be some ideas that you have on educating the youth in our community, to be educated about these things? Because we know they won't learn it at school.
Okay, thank you, sister. Good question. Thank you. What we have to do is we have to take the children and get that tell lie vision from in front of them. Okay, so that's telling lies visually and telling visions to your lies. To your eyes. The children, when they're young, 3, 4, 5, and 6, this is why the European want them in the school system, because their mind is like a sponge. But what we do, we get them and throw them in front of the television. See what I'm saying? That mind is like a sponge. That's when you got to get that mind. That mind is open, it's fertile. You can grow something there.
Absolutely.
By the time they get to be teenagers, it's too late, because they already think they know everything.
Yeah, right.
So when they're young and coming up, they come home, sit down with them and help them with their homework. Teach them to read. The majority of the adults don't even know how to use a dictionary. They'll read the word and they jump right into the dictionary. They don't know whether it's a verb, an adjective, a pronoun. They don't know whether.
I'm not perfect on my pronouns either, but I do read the dictionary though sometimes.
Ma'am?
I said I'm not perfect on my pronouns, but I do read the dictionary occasionally.
Yeah, yeah. But I was saying when you teach the children, sister, have them pronounce the word, then have them spell the word.
Okay.
And then when you look between it, you see whether that word is a noun or a verb. Then you see whether it comes from German, Spanish, Latin, Old English. Then you take them into the definition and help them, because we are told that we should become etymologists, and etymology is the studying of words.
Etymologist, I like that.
Yes, ma'am. Everybody has a computer. If you got a cell phone, you got a computer. People read by words and don't know what the words mean. We're told by our Grand Sheikh Taj Tariq Bey that if you go past a word and you don't know what it means, he said, then you are not really trying to learn. Okay, sister? Oh. Brothers, yes, sir.
Okay, so we have an event going on today, and brother Andre Day Jr. is here, and he's still talking about this garden. Go ahead and ask basically, what is the nation doing with growing on their own food?
Well, Brother Nasua, Brother Moses, Brother Rashid.
Yes, sir.
How can you guys, how would you plan on assisting our organization? And you know what I mean when I'm talking about the corporation. Now, you know, we're nationals as well. I'm not separating us from that. But when it comes to growing our own food, how can us as a Moorish nation in its entirety start getting into various systems of agriculture?
Give me that last part of what you just said, brother.
How can we get into? Well, I'll tell you what. Let me simplify it a little bit. So here in the city of Tampa, we have a lot of vacant lots. We have a lot of potential properties where we can start implementing growing systems. Now, as a Moorish nation, are we willing to come out and reach out to the people in the community and say, hey, let us teach you how to heal yourself with your own food. Let us teach you growing practices. Let us teach you how to be self-sustainability. It's kind of a rhetorical question, but I think they need to hear it from you guys. Is the nation of Moors, are we willing to do that?
Okay, brother. Yeah, go ahead, brother. Go ahead, Nasur. Go ahead, brother.
Well, I would like to comment on what the brother's saying. Yes, brother, I agree with exactly what you're saying. We must get involved in our community. Everything starts with the seed. There are times when I take my granddaughter outside. I take a bell pepper seed. I have her to put it in the ground, and I have her to watch it grow. She goes out there and she look at it, and, you know, when she sees a little bud comes up, she's just as happy as she could be. So by us getting involved in our community, and we have gotten involved in our community. We're actually in our community now at this moment, working with the young people to plant the right seed within inside of them so we can see that it will grow into this great big tree. And so by getting into our communities, what our brother Junior Day is doing, getting inside our communities, what actually happens is they see us doing something. They see us planting a seed, and they come around and they watch and they grow and they learn.
Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Another question I want to ask you, brother. Well, I just want you to elaborate on. Again, this is rhetorical for me. I already know the answer, but I wanted to hear it from you guys as well. When it comes to our fellow brothers and sisters out here in the community, regardless of what paradigm they may study, whether they're Christian, whether they're Muslim, whether they're Seventh-day Adventists, they may even be a part of the Church of Scientology. I believe a lot of them get confused or they get fearful when we say we must nationalize, right? Because I think what a lot of people are expecting is they're going to have to change a lot of their habits as far as how they talk, how they dress, how they greet each other, right? And I know to some extent that is expected in the long term, but we do want a lot of our people to become nationalized, correct? So just on a political level, what can we expect, or when we go reaching out to people and say, hey, we can nationalize, why don't you proclaim your nationality? How do you go about explaining that to the average person and answering any questions they may have as of, so what am I getting myself into, right? Because, I know a lot of people have no idea about Moorish heritage, right? And even the culture that comes behind it, let alone the spirituality. But say if you were going to speak to a Christian brother or Christian sister has absolutely no idea, just on the nationality tip, what would you explain to them that they are proclaiming to become a Moorish national?
Oh, is that me? Okay, brother. First of all, when they're going into these churches, which a lot of these leaders don't even know what the word church means, okay, and they're telling them that they're teaching them about religion when they don't even know what the word religion means, okay. When we go to my nationality, we're breaking that down and let them know what a nation is. And see, we take them and show them things. We let them read. We show them things of how it incorporates them. How every other place, all the other people have a nationality, brother. Our people, we don't have one. We're letting people name us, and what our people, like myself personally, when I talk to these young brothers out here, I say I pull up words, on the phone and show them, who we are. See what I'm saying? As Moors, I send them to various sites. I tell them about certain books. Like there's a real good book that they should read, which is called Othello's Children by a brother from Into Bay. And they can go to Barnes and Nobles and get that book, which is a real good book that all of us should have. And we would send them to RV Bay Publications, which is a real good site. That's rvbeypublications.com. Because, see, anytime I talk to our brothers and sisters about nationality, I always tell them to go there. Because that is an online university that's free. All they have to do is pay attention. But we have to get them a starting point, and we encourage everybody on Sunday.
Okay. We appreciate it, brother. I mean to cut you off. We just hold your point. We want you to get right back to that as soon as we get back. We got to go to break real quick, okay?
Yes, sir.
All right, brother.
Yeah, brother. I was going, brother.
Hey, this is Tampa Bay Tammy. Don't forget to pick up your copy of In Touch News.
Hi, this is Dr. Veronica Walters, also known as Dr. V, the head of school at the Walters Academy for Entrepreneurship, a place that we like to call The Way, where we're educating today's youthpreneurs to be tomorrow's billionaires through social entrepreneurship. Do you have a student who's bored, frustrated, gifted, inquisitive, creative, business-minded? Then maybe you need to check The Way out. Listen, we have an educational platform that allows for individualized instruction. It's strength-based, project-based, and designed to help your student become the absolute best they can while starting their own business and being an entrepreneur. If you're looking for something different and you need to find a more excellent way, then you need to visit us at The Way. That's The Way, www.thewaetampa.org. Or you can call us at 813-603-7923. We look forward to showing your student a more excellent way at The Way.
Hey, Tampa Bay. Want to cruise to Cuba? Tampa to Havana? We've got the best prices. Call Kinsey Travel, 863-274-3715. That's Kinsey Travel, 863-274-3715. Baby, let's cruise.
The views and opinions expressed on this show are those of the host, guests, and callers who are responsible for their content and do not reflect the opinions of In Touch Radio or its staff.
Okay, this is the show. This with your host, Andre Hill, Tatiana, Andre Jr., and Anna is getting ready to speak up and talk about
Anna.
Tell us about the community garden event, Anna.
Great Rising family. We will have our first fundraiser for the community garden today at 4 p.m. to 8 p.m. It's going to be held at 1240 Ray Charles Boulevard. That's in Tampa. We will have some good food, some good music, some good vibes, some networking, raffles. Come out, support. Make sure y'all come. out here.
Can I ask what kind of food, Anna? Please.
Some good food.
What kind of good food?
Good food that you can eat.
I just had to push it to the limit.
Surprise.
Okay,
the
got
food
it.
Is a
You
surprise.
have to actually go there in order to see what that good food is.
That's right. Shout out to Karima for Vegan Utopia. She'll be in the building. So make sure y'all come out, get some good food. And some good vibes.
So the food is our medicine.
That's right.
And you know, and we're not gonna do it over the air. But when you come out this evening, we're gonna talk about the brother that had 6 months to live, and now he's cancer free.
Yes.
We these, you know, our cooks are our doctors, you know, and our pharmacists.
That's right.
And so we're going to share that information in our gathering, and we're going to talk about how you can get involved if you have land, and how you can contribute and grow some food on your land and bring it over to our spot. We're going to distribute it. We're going to change this thing. But go ahead.
Absolutely. Everything he said.
Huh?
That was the easy way out.
Y'all know I'm tired.
All right.
I've been doing this all week.
So here's putting everything in perspective and focus. All right. So we had this event, and everybody, if you have an organization and you want to get involved in joining the collective, joining this movement, come out on Wednesday nights at 7 p.m. at 1240 Ray Charles Boulevard. We meet every Wednesday night. Last Wednesday we had this big event, and we came up with some solutions. Tatiana was just saying, hey, put it all in perspective. Show how the food is going to help. Show how we have to come together with a political agenda, you know, and Anna, what was that word?
Quid pro quo.
That's right. So if we vote for you, we expect return on our investment.
Okay, now, because that's what I want to talk about later. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, Anna.
So we came up with a solution, and if you didn't make it to last Wednesday night, make sure you come out this Wednesday night, because we're going to be following up. We have an agenda. We have a list of assignments that we're doing. We have an election coming up on March the 5th. And all of the returning citizens who just got your rights restored, if you didn't register in time enough for the March 5th, you still can register in time for the April the runoff election, so that we can make sure that we put a mayor or officers in there that's going to represent our community, that's not part of the gentrification and extermination of the Aborigines, the original people of this land, because there is an agenda to move us out off. If they could, they'll move us off the planet. That's how insecure they are. So we're going to help them. We're going to help save their souls. But before we can help them, we got to help ourselves. And so come out, hang out with us at 1240 Ray Charles Boulevard at 7 p.m. right there at the Reed building, and it's the building with the big white pole out front. And we're going to sit. We got the solutions. If you have a nonprofit organization, you need to join our collective, because we're going to be applying for grant money from the government and corporate America as a collective, not as an individual. When you go in as an individual or an individual corporation, you got to go in, beg and please, master, will you please give me some crumbs? But if we go in as a collective, and we're contributing to corporations and this government at least 25 to 30, maybe 40%, they're not telling, and we want a return on our investment. So Tatiana, you were going to talk about some of the things that you're doing in the community and how you see bringing these businesses and us together.
Yeah, so thank you very much for the time. I just want to say that with the mayoral race for the city of Tampa, I want us all to look at, I mean, we all know every election cycle, this is what I see. I see that a lot of qualified and not so qualified candidates, they come to the Black community. They get some of our greatest and brightest minds with some of the greatest connections. They get them on board and pay them a check for that election cycle. After that, everybody goes away with their checks. But then there's no real commitment. There's no real accountability
Amen.
That is held to those that worked on their campaigns, that tried to influence their community to vote for these people because they got a check from these people, and these people being candidates when I say these people. So in this election cycle, I just want us, and I say us being the Black community, to get your check, get your bag, whatever you want to say, but please stop selling our people out. And when I say selling our people out, don't tell us that, for example, David Straz is saying that he's going to stop racial profiling. I think that's a great agenda item. But if he can do that, then I'm sure that he's going to be able to sell that across the United States. If he can solve that problem of racial profiling being stopped. So I want to make sure that we hold these candidates. It's great that you're running for office. Everyone needs a leader. We get it. But let's please be accountable, and let's please us as a people. Let's hold them to something that is in black and white. And I'm not talking about the check that you take to the bank when you work on their campaigns, and they use our bright minds and they use our connections to get the black vote. Let's really, really hold these people accountable.
So
beyond
you
election.
sound like you were at that meeting Wednesday. I mean, that was specifically what we talked about.
Look, I'm going to say this. I've been at the table before the table was there.
So old school people, my generation, listen, we have some young blood. We have the younger generations that want to do something different. Man, we need to get out and give them support. We need to get off this, I'm retired, I don't want to do anymore. No, we failed our the generations behind us, and they don't have banks, they don't have their own TV stations, they don't have their own insurance companies. We just subject to all the other cultures taking advantage of our people, locking up our young boys, putting our young girls in a position where they have to compromise their body to pay their rent. If you can sit back and say, I'm retired and you're done, oh, woe unto your soul if you think that you've accomplished something, because our people are in a sad state of affairs right now, and we need to make a change. Come out with us, hang out with us Wednesday night, because we are putting together a document in black and white, and the candidates that we're going to get behind, they're going to sign it. And we're not asking for basketball courts awards to say this and that. No, we want some economic inclusiveness. We want areas designated as enterprise zones. We want West Tampa designated as an enterprise zone, and we want all of those outside investors that think you're going to come in and gentrify and run the real estate through the roof where we can't afford it. Oh no, it ain't gonna happen. Hey, I'm ready to go to war about this. So this is my community. This is where I was born, and I'm not going out like that. I'm gonna fight. Hey, this is life and death with me. So I'm fighting for these generations behind us.
So, Mr. Hill, the revolution will be televised.
Hey. Absolutely. So here some other things that happen. We have these different outreach groups that we're going to announce. The NAACP is having a meeting on February the 21st at 5 p.m. at Middleton. And one of the representatives was there at the meeting. And so here's how this thing works. We have to support all of our organizations. There's old saying we have to agree to disagree. We don't agree with everything, because there's 144 different human personalities, and the Most High knew what it was doing when it designed us like that. So we have different opinions, but we do have a common denominator. First and foremost, our Mother Earth needs to be preserved, because this other artificial nature that's been created is destroying our Mother Earth. And if we don't take care of her, she will get rid of us like a bad rash. And so the other common denominator is this melanated skin. So we know when we go out in the street, they don't look at us and say, are you a member of the NAACP, or are you with the Moorish Nation, or are you with the Restoration Right? No, they see this melanated skin and they hate us. And we got to change that. We got to first start loving each other. We got that call. We got a caller still on? Okay. All right. So talk more about where you're going with the garden and the garden that you have set up.
All right. Well, right now we're in the pre-development stages of it. What we have is a brand new, cleaned, vacant lot. Right. So what we're at the beginning stages of it. And what that does is that gives the community an opportunity to get involved. It helps us build it from the ground up. That's the best thing about this. So that's where we are right now. That's where we're raising funds. We have application processes we got to file. We have zoning we have to change. We have base materials that we have to accumulate and acquire in order to just start the beginning processes of the garden. Now we're going to design this thing to where it represents our culture. All right. And I'm gonna say that again. We're gonna design this thing where it represents our culture. So that's one of the main reasons we want the community to get involved. We have a goal. We feel that we're about a month out from really breaking ground on the garden, so where we're going to open it up and allow the community to come in and help us develop it. All right, so that's where we are with it.
Okay, so we got a caller. Okay, callers, you've had time to think about what we're going on. Now, explain to, in terms of us growing our own food versus eating corporate America food. Now, I know you've already hinted to it, but the listening audience need to know that the food that we're going to be setting up at this garden is going to be the natural food. And can you fortify that, brothers?
Natural food?
I'd like.
Okay, Brother Nasur is more of a farmer than I am, brother. So I'm gonna let Brother Nasur tackle that one.
I would like to comment on that. Like I stated before, you are what you eat, and Brother Moses is a nutritionist. But what I want to comment is on is that we have high blood pressure in our nation. We have what they call sugar in our nation, and you are what you eat. The brother that was at the dinner the other night, he had to change his mind first and start eating properly. And after that, he got a lot better, and he was healed. When we eat all right and correct foods, our bodies will heal. When we feed our spiritual body will heal. And when we come together as a unit, as a nation, we will govern our land again.
Hey, Islam. Hey, brother Nasser, you're gonna be at the event. What time is it?
It starts at 4 p.m.
At where?
1240 Reed Charles Boulevard.
Okay, and so, brother Nasser, you're gonna be there to help people. Anybody that comes out that with high blood pressure or that's been diagnosed with cancer. And they need an alternative. You're going to be there to advise on some alternative diets, and also we can give them some insight on the brother that was healed. Can you expand on that?
Yes.
As a group, we'll be there, brother.
Yes, we will. Like I said, our brother Moses is a nutritionist, and he have experienced a lot of things to where he have told people the right things to eat to heal their bodies. So it starts there. The people have to know that what he is stating and what he is saying and what you eat, it will heal your body. Islam.
All right, brothers.
Can I touch on a couple of things, brother?
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
Yes, sir. Okay. One is I'd like to. We would like to, as a family, invite people out to Alma Rock Park on Sunday. And you as a family, everyone, that's listening, Alma Rock Park. Alma Rock Humanity Park. This is our park, a Moorish park for the Moors. Okay, we would meet at. Okay, that's one. Number two is, we have to grow our own foods because most of the food today is genetically modified. It's not for health, it's for wealth. Okay, so we have to take in consideration as to what we're eating and how to plan it, because the majority of young people today haven't a clue as to if they shut down Publix and Walmarts and Save-A-Lot and all these corporations, these young people today, they wouldn't have a clue to how to survive to eat now, and they thinking it's a weed because they don't know, they don't take time to look to see what it is that's in their yard growing.
All right.
So I want to touch on those two things.
Yeah. So this is the game plan. We are supporting all of our groups. We're supporting the Morris Nation. We're supporting the NAACP. We're supporting the Restoration of Rights with Connie Burton. Connie Burton, there is an event coming up on March the 12th It's a trip to Tallahassee. If you're a returning citizen, you need to get on this bus. I'm riding up there. Mona Judge asked me make sure I ride that bus, so I'm gonna get on the bus, and we're gonna go up to Tallahassee and talk about the restoration of rights and some of the things and the oppression that's continuing on our people when they get incarcerated. So if you're a returning citizen, you need to get involved with this movement, because there are other things that we're trying to do, or not trying, but we are going to do to get you licensed as technicians, as carpenters, or what have you, so that you can bid on contracts. And we're going to deal with legislation of getting illegal so that you can become legal across the board. It's one thing just having your rights restored, but you still need to make some money or become a productive citizen. So call Connie Burton at 727-623-5637. She will give you some more information on the trip to Tallahassee. I'm going to repeat this again. She's going to give you the information on how, if you've returned a citizen and you want to go and testify on the trials and tribulations that you've gone through, because of corporate America creating all these obstacles and trapping us. So give Connie Burton a call at 727-623-5637. That's the restoration of rights. That's 1 million people that we're bringing into our fold statewide that voted for that Article 4 to be amendment 4. So that's power. We need those people voting. We need them to help decide who this next mayor is going to be. Son, you have something?
Oh yeah, brothers Nasur, Rashid, Moses. Yes. We're having the fundraiser today. If you didn't know, I know it's short notice, but we would love to see you brothers in the building today. Okay, if you have a chance, come on out. Just vibe with us, get some good food, and just help explain to the community what we plan on doing with this garden. Okay.
Yes, I would like to say something real quick. I have to do what I say. In my yard, I have greens growing, I have sage growing, I have seed growing, I have bell pepper growing. So I'm right in line with what you're doing, brother. And
Absolutely.
I do commend you for doing that.
Beautiful.
And that's excellent. And the young people will come around and if they ask, well, how do you plant a seed? Let's show them how to plant a seed.
Let's do it.
Hey, man. Let's do it. All right, so we're about to close out, and we're gonna let Tatiana, our newest member and our newest warrior. Boy, I love when these beautiful warrior females come into the fold. Lord mercy. Close us out, Tatiana. Tell us about what you're doing, your business, and do it.
All righty. Well, thank you very much, Mr. Andre Hill Sr. and Mr. Andre Hill Jr. I want to commend both of you all for creating a platform, and not only that, but really being the blueprint and the model for what it means to come together as a people. So I want to commend you on that and tell you that I'm definitely committed. I'm all in on everything. What I'm doing right now in the community is really just becoming involved again, because before you run, before you do anything, before you restore rights, we have to first make sure that our people are being treated right, and that's as a whole. And so that's what I'm committed to, is making sure that our people are treated right on whatever level: community gardening, politics, education, and all other issues that are important to our people. And that's what I'm committed to, and I look forward to being on this journey with each and every one of you.
Likewise, it's been an honor, sister. It's been an absolute honor.
Thank you.
Okay, so give us that location. We got 2 minutes. Give us that location.
1240 Ray Charles Boulevard, Tampa, Florida. It's at 4 p.m. to 8 p.m. tonight.
Come on, Annie.
Make sure y'all come out and support the community garden. Y'all know y'all want to eat. We gotta eat.
Good food. Good food.
Ain't nobody living without eating.
All right, so this has been the show bringing you the straight talk on reversing 400 years of slave mentality through economic empowerment. This is Andre Hill with Tatiana, Andre Jr., and Anna. Hey, be sure to tune in next week. We're going to bring it live. Amen.
Tampa to Havana, we've got the best prices. Call Kinty Travel, 863-274-3715. That's Kinsey Travel, 863-274-3715. Baby, let's cruise.
Call Ricky. Ask Ricky. You need medical or a lawyer? I got the man to do the legwork for ya. We tried the other ones before, so believe we hunted. Dial 813-248-6300. Everything gon' be okay, call